Thank you, and good morning, friends from Bali. So if you hear any cricket, croaking frogs, barking dogs, or an odd scooter going by, those are just the sounds of paradise. I'm deeply grateful to be with you all in these challenging times, sharing and collaborating on sustainable development empowered by women, integrating religion and spirituality. I will share insights and nuggets of wisdom and that have guided my journey of evolution. I was born in India, was brought up in a spiritual home with strong Vedic practices, where all religions were embraced, and it was the law of karma. What you reap is what you sow. That's what prevailed. I learned the concept of sankalp very early on, a declaration of our intention, and learned to overcome the challenge of letting go of attachment to the result. Instead, operating from a resolve that intention is already fulfilled. I just have to take action in a committed way. I learned and practiced the knowing that everything is occurring in perfect timing. Nothing is an accident. There is a gift in all that occurs. Every person, situation, experience, or incident that occurs is our teacher, supporting us in our path. Every lifetime has a purpose, and I was going to fulfill mine. I did not know how, I just had the desire, and this got me to step forward. I realized you don't always have to know how. Just have the desire and step forward. From Mumbai, I moved to Saudi Arabia with my husband. There, I learned the value of freedom. We take so much of it for granted here in the democratic world, and it is something to be valued and nurtured. I suddenly found myself in absolute luxury, and yet unable to speak up freely, go on walks by myself, or just hang out with the girls, or even go for a drive. I learned to find what there was to rejoice in each moment. And the time in Saudi Arabia became a blessing of learning to celebrate. I became international, a citizen of the world, celebrating our differences, our cultures, our living and working practices. I found that the more I celebrated, the greater joy I experienced. Then came London, the center of my world for 29 years. I was propelled from strength to strength while going further and further away from the spirituality I grew up with. I became fearless, resilient, and unstoppable. Yet, a hollowness within me kept growing until I could not take it anymore, and I decided to go to Bali for 3 weeks to regroup and reconnect and find the answers to 2 questions. Who am I and what am I here to do next? I returned from Bali having made a choice to live an extraordinary life where all aspects of my life can coexist with ease, grace, and joy. I felt alive in a new enchanting adventure of authenticity. I got that we are all magnificent beings in human disguise, and it is the human disguise that gets fractured from time to time. We start relating to another through this fractured disguise and get further and further away from our own magnificence, feeling resentful about it and projecting it onto the other person. This magnifies and becomes the root cause of all conflicts we experience. So, what if we just unconditionally accept the fractured human disguise and let that cloak drop off? We instantly plug into each other's magnificence and conflicts start to disappear. I did this for myself in the most challenging relationship I had. My ex-husband, my childhood sweetheart who I married, he was violent with me for over 10 years. At the time, I felt guilty at causing him to hit me in this way. Now, I decided to put this new understanding into practice. I unconditionally accepted his fractured human disguise, and mine too, the one that felt bruised by this experience, and allowed it to repeatedly occur. I met him after 18 years. I realized then how easy it was to be in the presence of magnificence. As we embrace our own fractured human disguise, we step into our magnificence and connect to the majestic perfection and beauty that nature is. This is what contributes to sustainable co-creation with nature. It connects us to the abundance and okayness that is naturally present in nature. It connects us to flow. I moved from London to live in Australia and traveled as often as I could to Bali. I realized then that whatever we give energy to, we get more of. It is all a vibration game. This applies in my own little world. It applies to what occurs in families, in communities, in society. If we give energy to unrest, lack of justice, unfairness, that is what we get more of. What if we give energy to gratitude, to appreciation, to beauty, to wonder? We will get more and more reasons to be grateful. This does not mean that we live our lives disconnected from the real world or in delusion or denial of reality. It means that we become gratitude hunters. There's always something to be grateful for in any situation. In the most dire circumstances, it's even more important to seek out gratitude, so you multiply that, not the direness of the situation. Rather than focusing on what's wrong in the world, what if we emphasized and celebrated what's right with it? This was a huge eye-opener for me. Whatever we give energy to, we get more of. Happiness is a decision we make. Personally, how about giving more energy to what makes us happy? Give greater energy to what the world could be rather than what it is not. I decided to re-enter the world of business. And this time I was going to do it. So it is the implementation of the calling of my soul. I decided to go to Mount Shasta in California. And on 11/11/11, on the mountain, sitting on a bench in 17 inches of snow, I received a new awareness of what it means to be human. As a human, we are love. Love is not outside of us or inside of us. It is not about loving someone or being loved by another. We are love. As we embrace this innate vibration of being human, we spread love all around us. All forms of lack of self-worth and issues like that weaken our hold and ultimately just disappear. We return to be in our power. We enter a state of balance. I was ready to return to Bali and receive the calling of my soul. I saw that my mission in this lifetime is to expect and accept miracles, and for that to become the norm. I define miracle as a moment when something beautiful occurs that makes my heart sing. I was guided that this was to be rolled out through palaces of extraordinary miracles, when nothing leaves the palace except enlightened, awakened human beings and fresh, free-flowing water. I saw that at the core of the Palace of Extraordinary Miracles is a lifestyle, a way of living, as well as physical estates, vitality destinations with beautiful edible landscapes that provide sustainable wellness for all. They restore dignity and enrich life, all co-creating coexistence between cultures, health and healing practices, all in cooperation with nature. I received the master key to peace. It is gratitude. Gratitude is the key to peace. When you are in gratitude, peace is the consequence. Well, rather than doing a peace rally, how about doing a gratitude rally instead? Peace is the result. Gratitude is the action that produces the consequence of peace. We practiced that. The poem magnified and started magnetizing gifted talent and resources from around the world. Life started becoming busy again as I traveled the world, in between meetings, spending vast majority of my time on aeroplanes. I retained my spiritual practice as I was entering corridors of international power and high finance, sharing the vision of expecting and accepting miracles and making them the norm. I was not shut out, and in many circles, welcomed as a breath of fresh air. In conclusion, I would say, the first step is have the desire, even if you don't know how to realize it. Have the desire and take the step. Step forward. I would also say that as women, we are natural collaborators. Cooperation is second nature to us. We are able communicators. We are comfortable with co-creation with others. We have the natural instinct to nurture and nourish. Once we accept our fractured human disguise unconditionally, we connect to our magnificence, and we have the added gift of confidence. And then certainty starts to take hold. We can step into our power and still be balanced. Now we are on a roll, unlocking the doorway to peace, using the key of gratitude, giving energy only to that which we want more of, being the love that we are, expecting and accepting miracles as they become the norm, knowing that a miracle is when something beautiful occurs that makes our heart sing. With these adornments, we enter our own palace of extraordinary miracles, one after another, one by one, and it multiplies, making this planet a place of pure love and joy, the planet of extraordinary miracles. The poem we have all been waiting for. So, welcome aboard. Try any of these nuggets and insights and experience the difference for yourself and for the globe. Email me to join forces. Come on, let's spread our wings and fly. Thank you. I am Mynoo Maryel, and I'm available and open to questions. Thank you.